Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to series, or to the concluding part of the series that we started, titled "Lessons I Learned from a Failure." Lessons I learned from a failure. Excuse me. All right. We started this about 2 weeks back. We've done two other parts to it, each one with three lessons. And today we're going to continue with the last part, which will also have three lessons in it. All right, so let's get started. So the first lesson I want to mention for today, which is the seventh in the series, is this: failures have no one to keep them accountable. I'll say that again. Failures have no one to keep them accountable. The science is clear. Those that have people in their lives that hold them accountable are very, 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 very much likely to succeed than those without accountable partners. All right, and that's what science says. If you're going to succeed, you need to have someone or some people, whether it's an accountable partner or an accountability partner, rather, or a mentor or a group of people, a group of friends, a community, all right, that would hold you to your word, that would say to you that you told us that by this time you would have written one chapter in the book. You told us that by the end of the day, you'd have done your press up. You told us that you would have done this. People that you would be ashamed to tell things like, well, I couldn't do it. I was tired. I just couldn't get around to it. All right, people that are able to give you what we call tough love. If you're going to succeed, you need those kind of people in your space. And failures don't have those kind of people. All right, that's one of the key differences. Look, one of the major things about success is your ability to be consistent. The best strategy for consistency, the best strategy for consistency is having someone you are accountable to. That's just the way it works. A failure has too much confidence in his ability to manage himself. And that's why he keeps failing or she keeps failing, keep going from one failure to another failure to another failure, right? Unable to imbibe the little disciplines that we spoke about the last time. Okay, because he or she has so much confidence in his ability or her ability to manage themselves, and it does not work that way. Even the good book says this. It says two are better than one. It says, for if they fall, one will lift his fellow up. Very interesting. It didn't say that if one falls, the other one will lift him up. It says that if both fall, if both are struggling with the same thing, if both have the same issues, if both are trying to break through but are finding it difficult to do that, all right, if both are struggling with something similar, it says that one of them will be able to help the other. They'll be able to help themselves. All right, if they're both struggling with poverty, all right, both struggling with lack of opportunities, they're able to push themselves, they're able to encourage themselves. But woe to the man who is alone. Failures are always alone. They have no one, right, that they are accountable to. I've shared this before about something one of the leading pastors in this city said. Right, he said that he has this partner. Whenever he finds himself in a situation where there is some temptation, right, he calls his partner up immediately and says, "My guy, there's trouble on the mountain." And the partner is like, what's happening? They're like, maybe there is this new girl or this new woman that has entered the protocol department, and she's almost entering my eye. And the partner will be like, oh boy, you had better be careful. Oh. You had better let your head be correct. You had better do this. You had better do that. All right. See, he has someone to keep him accountable. This person is his peer. All right, so it doesn't always have to be a mentor. It doesn't always have to be someone further along than you. It can be someone that is your peer, but it must be someone who is also desperate, right, to make progress. Someone who is also interested in moving forward. Or that's very important and very critical. You must find people like that. A failure will say, I can handle it now. I'm the anointed of the Lord, and all that stuff. And that's why they end up failing. Do you understand that? So, one of the critical lessons that you can learn from a failure is the fact that failures have no one to keep them accountable. If you're going to go alone, the possibility that you will not go far is very high. If you're going to go alone, the possibility that you will not last is very high. If you go with people, if you go with someone, if you go with a companion, if you walk this success life with someone that can give you tough love, we all need that in our lives. All right. And someone you can give tough love back to, then the possibility of succeeding with your life increases dramatically. All right. There is security in companionship. There is safety in companionship. There is success in companionship. All right. Your ability to make it is in your companionship. Someone that can call you up or send you a message at the end of the day and say, how far did you do it? Have you done it? All right. How far have you gone? Someone that you can start giving stories to. Failures try to do it alone. Successful people go with companions. Someone said something very profound. He said, at this stage of life, it's impossible to be friends with someone like Aliko Dangote. He's not going to be your friend, right? Or the leading pastor I mentioned, right, who grew with his friend, and both of them are actually leading pastors in the city. At this stage of their lives, they're not going to be your friend. The best they can probably do for you is be your mentor, but they're not going to be your friend. Why? Because their friends are those that they grew up with, those that they've been walking this road, right, when they had nothing. They were broke together. They started out together, flat from zero, and were able to push and build each other up to where they are now. So it's not now that Aliko Dangote will now call you and say, let's be gisting now, or let's be talking. It's not going to happen. Do you understand? It's not now that Pastor Bishop Oyedepo will call you and say, let's just. It's not going to happen. Okay? Now, the level of friendship that you have around you determines to a large degree the level of resources that you can draw. So, an Aliko Dangote can call a Femi Otedola and say, you know what, I'm about to do something. I need a partner. I need 400 billion, right, to invest in it. I want you to join. And Femi Otedola will say, oh, no problem. I'll join. I trust you. I believe in you. 400 billion is a problem. But you, at this stage of your life, can't call up someone and say, I need 400 billion to do a business. They would wonder whether they should check you into a hospital or something. All right. But you have friends that you can grow together with, so that 10 years from today, 15 years from today, 20 years from today, these friends become the circle that you can draw resources from. You've both been there together. You've faced obstacles together. All right. You've walked the road together. Okay. You both bled together. So you have each other's back and you trust each other. Okay, now at that time you can call on these people, and at that time, other younger ones will be those who are trying to get you to mentor them, trying to get you to be their friend. Okay, so what am I saying in essence? You have to pay attention to having the right companions at this stage of your life. Companions that can be accountability partner. You cannot have a best friend that isn't your accountability partner, that isn't accountable. You're not accountable to each other in anything. Then what are you best friends for? Do you understand? You can't have a best friend and you say that, oh, I mean, we're just good friends at gisting. Look, successful people are deliberate about the friends that they pick. All right, does this make sense to you? So, if this person is your best friend, then in what area is this person making you better? In what area is this person making you more accountable? In what area is this person making you more consistent? I would say it again. The key to consistency is companionship, it is accountability. All right, the key, don't trust your ability to be consistent. All right, find safety, find consistency in companionship, and the kind of companionship where you can be accountable. All right, does this make sense to you? So that's the seventh lesson I have learned from a failure. Failures have no one they can be accountable to. The eighth lesson, which is the second for today, right? But the eighth in the series is this: